My brother and I, we grew up on the same streets. We played on the same cracked pavement, under the same weary streetlights, but somewhere along the way, the familiar corners turned sinister, the shadows held a different kind of danger, the looming threat of gangs. I saw my brother, so full of life and laughter, slowly being drawn into their web. At first it was subtle, a shift in his demeanor, a change in his friends. He grew distant, his eyes hardening with a newfound cynicism. The brother I knew, the one who used to share silly jokes and dreams of a brighter future, was slipping away. In his place was a stranger, cloaked in bravado and a chilling sense of detachment. It was like watching a film in slow motion, each frame a painful reminder of what we were losing. Our once vibrant conversations were reduced to monosyllabic exchanges. He would disappear for hours, returning with a haunted look in his eyes. The fear I felt was a living, breathing thing, a constant knot in my stomach. The streets we once explored with childish abandon had become a battleground, and my brother, a casualty in a war he never signed up for. Each day that passed was a gamble, a roll of the dice against fate. I knew I had to do something, but the path forward was shrouded in uncertainty and fear. The pressure on young men like my brother is immense. They are constantly bombarded with images of power and wealth, of belonging and respect, all wrapped up in the seductive allure of gang life. For a kid growing up surrounded by poverty and despair, it's a potent cocktail. These gangs offer a sense of community, a brotherhood forged in the crucible of shared hardship. They provide protection in a world that often feels cold and unforgiving, but it's a dangerous illusion, a Faustian bargain with a hefty price tag. My brother wasn't inherently bad. He wasn't born with a desire to hurt or intimidate. He was a product of his environment, shaped by the relentless pressure to conform, to survive. He was a victim of circumstance, caught in the undertow of a society that had failed him. It's easy to judge from the outside, to label these young men as thugs and criminals. But the reality is far more complex. They are sons, brothers, friends, trapped in a cycle of violence and despair. They are victims of a system that has left them behind with few options and even fewer opportunities. Poverty is a breeding ground for despair. It's a relentless cycle that traps families generation after generation. When you're constantly struggling to put food on the table, to keep a roof over your head, hope can be a difficult thing to hold on to. In these environments, gangs offer a perverse form of social mobility. They provide a way to make money, to gain status, to exert some semblance of control over your life. For a young person desperate for a way out, it can be a seductive proposition. The lack of opportunities, the absence of positive role models, the constant exposure to violence, it all takes a toll. It erodes the spirit, chips away at the belief that things can get better. It creates a sense of hopelessness, a belief that this is all there is, all there ever will be. We need to break this cycle. We need to invest in these communities, provide young people with real opportunities, with hope for a brighter future. We need to show them that there's another way, a better way. I'll never forget the moment I knew I had to act. My brother, his eyes bloodshot, his face etched with exhaustion, broke down in front of me. The tough exterior crumbled, revealing the scared kid he still was underneath. He didn't say much, but his silence spoke volumes. In that moment I made a promise to him, to myself. I wouldn't let him become another statistic, another casualty of the streets. I would fight for him, even if it meant fighting him. I would remind him of the brother he once was, the one I knew still resided somewhere deep inside. It's a long and arduous journey, filled with setbacks and frustrations. But I refuse to give up on him, because family is everything. It's the one constant in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, and I'll be damned if I let these streets take my brother from me.